Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog. So we got to talk about Emoni Bates. After the first two videos, everyone, I've gotten every "you don't know ball" comment. Oh, a person who looks like this comment. Like, it's just like, people think white people can't play basketball, man. It's wild to me. But it's just the idea. Like every comment I've gotten so far on the Emoni Bates videos, not all of them, but the Gilbert Arenas videos specifically, everyone's like, oh, this fucking Caucasian kid with glasses is judging talent. And I'm like, dude, like, I've been playing the sport since I was 4, and I've even coached it at certain levels, okay? Like, I kind of know what I'm talking about sometimes when I look at, like, if you've ever played the sport, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can look at a player and say, this guy's gonna be good, or this guy's gonna be bad. Like, if especially if you know what the fuck to look for. So, I was looking at Emoni Bates after game 1 of the NBA Summer League, and it was fucking rough. I was like, he is not even looking for his teammates. He's just jacking that bitch every time he gets the ball. And I gave him the benefit of the doubt because I was like, you know what? I'm like, it's game 1. There's nerves, like, you're trying to prove yourself, you're trying to, you know, you're still in your head like, I'm the fucking man, I'm fucking Carmelo out in this bitch, I'm gonna fucking drop 40, and it was a fucking disaster. There are people out there who think Emoni Bates' first Summer League game was a success. I would say you are being incredibly generous because any game where it takes me 18 shots to score 16 points, I have literally taken myself out of games before if I'm shooting that bad, okay? Like, when I played in high school and the little bit of college that I did, okay, like, if I shot bad, I sat the fuck down, okay? I was like, okay, this is enough, you know what? Yeah, it's not hitting tonight. We're just gonna fucking take my ass over to the bench, sit down, and I'm gonna do other shit to get my teammates involved because I clearly don't got it going. Emoni Bates in his first game, if I'm correct, put up like 16 points and 6 rebounds while shooting 5 of 18 from the field and 4 of 13 from 3. And I just was honest. I was like, you know what? This was not a good showing no matter what way you look at it. I understand, yeah, 16 and 6 looks good on paper, but when it takes you 18 shots to score those 16 points and you take 13 threes and only make 4 of them, it didn't look good, okay? He wasn't doing backdoor cuts. He wasn't even looking for his fucking teammates. The defense was lackluster as fuck. I mean, like, most times he was the last guy down the floor on defense. Like, I was like, bro, you are not gonna make the NBA if this is the way you're gonna ball out. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't letting, he was forcing shit. I mean, like, game 1 was horrendous. I don't care what anybody said. To me, personally, game 1 for Emoni Bates in the Summer League was fucking terrible. Then we get into game 2, and game 2 was a little better. I think he went 10-7 in game 2, and I noticed finally, like, he went from taking 18 shots, and I think instead of taking 18 shots, he took like 13 or something like that. Like, they made him take significantly less shots in game 2. It was noticeable. They were like, listen, we're not gonna be doing this shit if this is the way you're gonna shoot. And I noticed in game 2, things were changing. I was like, okay, subtle changes. Suddenly he was passing to his teammates more. He was a more willing passer of passing the ball to his teammates. He was moving around off ball instead of just standing in the fucking corner. He was hustling back on defense. Like, he was doing the little things that I was looking for in game 2. In game 2, I was like, okay, like, if he can do this consistently, like, dude might have a shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he can just just go out there and not give a half-assed effort, he's got a shot. Then it was game 3. Game 3 against the Memphis Grizzlies, where I was like, yeah, you know what? This is it. This is what I'm looking for out of Emoni Bates. Emoni Bates' game 3 against the Grizzlies was great. In game 2, he had a couple moments where he'd make one jump shot and then come down the floor and jack another one, and I'm just like, dude, like, I get it. Like, you make one shot, it's not an automatic heat check, okay? But it's just the idea, like, in game 3, my man's shot, I think, 62% from the field. I think he shot like 5 of 8 from 3. I could be wrong. I'm guesstimating on that. But all I know is game 3 was great. He only had 1 assist, but you could tell. Dude was out here looking to pass the ball. He was being involved in shit. He was letting the offense come to him. He was, like, not forcing shots. Okay, like, yeah, there was a couple shots where I'm like, I don't know. Like, his shot selection still is not perfect, but I'm like, okay, like, he's at least adhering to what the Cleveland Cavaliers coaching staff is telling him. And as long as he's going to be coachable, Okay? This is the big thing. Because for a long time, Emoni Bates has had it in his fucking head that he's the man, and every coach he's ever had has just enabled him to be a shot chucker. He is listening to the Cleveland Cavaliers coaching staff, which I think is fucking huge, not only for the Cavaliers, but for Emoni Bates. Because I was really worried about that, man. Like, I think that's the one thing about Emoni Bates that worried me more than anything was like, this dude has never been coached in his life. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a dude that his entire career, people have just been like enabling him to do whatever he wants because he's been so good. And honestly, so long as you're a childhood star, like in high school, like if you got any hype around you, the NBA is at least going to give you a shot for the most part, unless you're Julian Newman, because the tallest you'll ever be is like 5'6" or 5'7". But it's just the idea, like if you got any type of clout in like high school and in elementary school and stuff like that, like if you can keep that hype up through to high school and make it into a college or someplace like that, you're gonna get a shot in the league, at least in summer league. And game 3, Emoni Bates comes out, I think he had 21 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. I could be wrong on that, but he shot the lights out. He was making cuts, finishing around the basket. I'm seeing some defensive plays getting made, like he's getting stops on defense. He's running the floor. I mean, he's letting the game come to him. He's not forcing shots. I was like, yes, there might actually be something here. Because I'm just going to keep it a buck with you, man. I still don't think Emoni Bates is going to be like this crazy player that everybody thinks he's going to be. Like, I really don't think he's going to be like the next LeBron or the next KD or any of that shit. There's a lot of people that do, but I still think that's a very far way away because I take Summer League with a grain of salt. Like, I understand that there are NBA players playing on those rosters. There's sophomore guys there, but there are also a lot of guys on those rosters who are simply not ever going to touch an NBA court during the regular season for the rest of their careers. There are plenty of guys who are playing in this Las Vegas Summer League this year, right now, that will never touch an NBA season regular court or regular NBA season court in their careers. So that's why I'm very like iffy on it, because like I think to myself, Summer League is a great place to just see what you have. All right, that's what I look for the most in Summer League. It's like I'm not looking to see how good a guy is, how many points he can score, or you know, like stuff like that. I'm looking to see how good a player is fundamentally. I'm looking to see how good a player is, you know, with being coached. Like how does things change from game to game? And Emoni Bates has been nothing short of spectacular in that. Emoni Bates game 1, fucking horrendous. Game 2, little bit better. You can tell he's listening to the coaches. Game 3, fucking phenomenal. He comes out, is doing all the right shit, letting the game come to him. I mean, it has been like remarkable, actually, to see how much he's advanced in just 3 games. And I know a lot of people think I'm an Emoni Bates hater after the first two videos, but I have to admit I'm thoroughly impressed because he's actually adhering to what is being told to him. And I was really, really, really worried that like this guy has not listened to coaching his entire life. He's just been enabled to jack shots his entire life. And he's out here playing with the Cavs, and he's clearly taking the opportunity seriously. And that's another big thing. I was really worried that he was not going to take this opportunity seriously. I was worried Emoni Bates was going to come into this, think he knows it all, and just continue to do whatever the fuck he wants. And you know what, man? I said this in one of the comments on one of his videos for Game 3. You know what, like, good on the coaching staff at the Cleveland Cavaliers for not taking the ball out of his hands and just saying, hey, this is what you need to do. Stop forcing shots. Like, just do these 5 things, right? Just let the game come to you. Take smart shots. All right, hustle back on defense. You got to at least give some effort on defense. Do some backdoor cuts. Stop standing in the fucking corner. And he adhered to that, man. Emoni Bates accepted that challenge. And you know what? I hope it's people like me where I make videos saying Gilbert Arenas is fucking retarded, and I come out and say things like Emoni Bates sucks more dick than a Filipino hooker and shit like that drives him to become a better player. Because that's the reason people make these videos. That's at least the reason I make these videos, is so that like maybe they see him and they say, you know what, fuck that 4-eyed kid on the fucking internet. I'm gonna go out here and show him why I deserve to be here. And I can officially say, like, after seeing him play the last 2 games, I'm like, you know what? I questioned if Emoni Bates deserved to be there. I questioned if he would even make a G League roster in my first video with the Game 1 review. You know, his first Summer League debut game. I was like, you know, if he keeps doing this, he's not even going to make a G League roster. And he came out and he proved me wrong. You know what? I hope he continues to do this. I think he's going to continue to grow. Just because you make one jump shot does not mean that it's an automatic heat check. I'm just going to say that, okay? Because I saw that a couple times where it's like he'll come down and he'll make one shot and he's fucking hype. He's like, yeah, man, yeah. And then he comes down, shoots another one and fucking bricks it, okay? One shot is not a heat check, all right? I'm just going to let you know. If you make 2 or 3 in a row, okay, then we're talking heat check. But like, you don't get a heat check after you make one shot, okay? Let's calm the fuck down just a little bit. But you know what? Where I didn't have a lot of hope for Emoni Bates before, I at least have hope for him now. And I think that says a lot considering, like, in 3 games, most players don't progress that much. Most players don't even adhere to that much. Especially in Summer League, where it's kind of like the guys are out here just kind of fucking around and, like, getting a feel for the NBA game. They're easing into it. Emoni Bates, just in the course of 3 games, looks a lot better than he did Game 1. From Game 1 to Game 3, a lot of people will be like, oh, well, I thought he was good the whole time. Yeah, okay. The thing is, like, if you actually watched these games and watched them to their entirety when they were on TV or on NBA League Pass, like, you can see the progression. You can see Emoni Bates becoming a better player. And for me, I think that's huge. I think it's huge for Cavs fans. But be honest, man, if he keeps this up, okay, and continues to show that he's going to be coachable, show that he's going to improve, he might actually crack the Cleveland Cavaliers roster this season. He's not going to be their second guy, but he might be their 3rd string guy. And I think they're going to ease him into the lineup in a way. Like, he's going to be one of those guys, I think, that flip-flops back and forth between the G League and the NBA roster. But it's just the idea, Emoni Bates, I have hope, whereas before I had none. And I think that means a lot. So tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. A like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more. I'm the Fast Break Report, and I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.